Welcome to Mad About Money. I'm Maddie Alexander-Grout, and this is the show that is mad about money. I am joined by Britain's coupon kid, Jordan Cox, who is TV extraordinaire. He's been on Steph's Packed Lunch more times than I've had lunch. No, and he is amazing. He is so cool. And I am like a little bit starstruck about the fact that I've
Oh,
got a famous
stop.
person on my podcast.
I wouldn't say I'm famous. I'd say that I know
Infamous.
yeah. I've got supermarkets with just my face as I walk in to make sure I don't enter them. Um,
This guy will help you to save money. Don't let him in. That's amazing. So, Jordan, tell me a
yes.
little bit about you.
Yeah, so my name's Jordan Cox. I'm known as Britain's Coupon Kid, although I'm now 26 and I can grow a beard and things. So I don't know whether I can call myself a kid for much longer. And I teach people how to save money, basically, either through coupons, deals, bargains, or tricks, which I'm very much into, finding the little sort of cheeky tricks and cheeky hacks that you can do in store to make sure you save a bit of cash.
Absolutely love it. You are like a man after my own heart. So, I am desperate to know what your money story is. So, where did it all start?
Well, growing up as a kid, I didn't really have much of a care about money. My parents weren't wealthy. We were sort of, we were scraping by. We'd go on holiday, every couple of years. So we had a little bit of money behind us. But it all basically changed when I was 15. So my parents split at that point. So we went from two salaries to one overnight.
Yeah.
Obviously, my dad was the breadwinner of the household. My mum only worked part-time. So once he left, we went down to my mum's salary, which she was working 3 days a week, and it wasn't really enough to support us. So at that time, we were like, "Well, shit, what are we going to do? How are we going to, scrape by with just one salary?" And obviously, I was 15; I couldn't really earn too much other than doing a paper round.
Yeah.
So after a few weeks, a TV show came on called Extreme Couponing. Have you ever
Yeah.
watched it?
Yes. Yes.
You have. So it's for those of you that haven't, it's a TV show based in America. It's usually on like TLC or like
Mm.
Lifestyle or those sort of channels. And they just took these wads of coupons, like 400, 500 coupons into Walmart and Kroger and all of their supermarkets and would just get a load of shopping for free. Or
Yeah.
sometimes it'd be paid to take it away. And I remember watching this show and was like, that is so cool. I really want to do that here. And mum at the time was like, oh, okay, yeah, you go ahead. One of your little phases you go through, you like Spider-Man one week, you like couponing the next. Um, so at that point, I started Googling coupons. I started finding them online and actually seeing that you could save a little bit of cash on your shopping. And I'd never taken an interest in groceries before. Like I'd go to the supermarket and I'd be that typical teenager, just like scrunched shoulders, walking around, just bored, wanting to go home and play video games. But for some reason, this couponing thing just like flicked a switch in my head, and I just became really obsessed with it, and it almost came like a game to me
Have you
of
just
like,
question? Have you got
yes.
ADHD?
I don't think I do. No, I've never been tested.
Okay. No,
Am I showing
I'm
signs?
curious because that's what my brain does, and I'm like, and
Yeah.
I definitely have ADHD. So yeah, interesting. Me not trying to diagnose you, but anyway, carry on.
Yeah, it did flick like a switch. And yeah, it became like a game of like trying to get the most amount of money off our shopping. Even though some of the stuff I didn't even know that we were buying, like sort of like shampoos and shower gels and like cleaning products I'd never taken an interest in before. But when I realized you can actually get money off of it and actually sort of bring the
Yeah.
price down, I loved it. So after about the first week, I printed off about 10 to 15 coupons, which I took into my local Tesco. And I saved about £10 on our shopping, which
Nice.
at the time was pretty good going. Um, and I just remember getting a massive rush from it, just being at the checkout. And this was at the time where we printed coupons out, so
Yeah.
they were all like printed out from my computer, and every single beep, every single scan through, and looking up at the till, and it like being -1, -50p. I loved it. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. So I was like,
I always thought I was a massive geek for getting a rush from getting a discount, but I'm obsessed with them as well. And I and
"Ooh,
I
no, no."
I feel like you're the male equivalent of me, which is really
Yes.
exciting because I've always thought like I am such a geek. Like
Mm.
I get such a buzz for like, but for me, I actually go and negotiate my own discounts, and I get a buzz from that as well. And I'm like,
Mm.
everybody should be saving money on everything. Like, it's so nice to meet someone else who feels the same.
Yeah, you're a lot braver than me. Well, even still now, I still like struggle talking to people to get discounts. I like the sort of coupons where you sort of bring them in and you know what you're doing and it's already sort
Yeah.
of said and done. Um, but yeah, that's sort of why I went to couponing, just because it's a way that, I can appease my discount brain without actually
Having to
interacting.
ask, yeah, you see, because
Yeah.
not everybody's like me. Nobody
Mm.
else has the guts to go into like, so one of the things I did, so we went to Hungry Horse the other day. No, it wasn't
Oh
Hungry
yeah.
Horse, Beefeater.
Mm.
And I Googled, I was just like, right, where can I find discounts? So it said if you sign up to the newsletter, it gives you 25% off. So I was like, fine, I will do that. That's great. So I signed up to the newsletter, sat there waiting, and it didn't come through. And I was like, the bastards, they lie. Lie. So I thought, "Do you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in that Beefeater and I'm going to say to them, I signed up for your discount and it hasn't arrived. And they were like, oh yeah, no, it doesn't normally come until like a couple of days later, so you don't use it on your first use. And I was like, but that is
What?
false advertising.
Mm.
So I said to the lady, I said, I would like a discount, please, of 25%. And she went, okay. I went, yes.
Oh, good. And then
Not
the email
everybody's
comes
got
in
the
and you can go back again and get 25% off again.
I know. And now the email has finally come through. I can do
There
it
we go.
again. So that's great. So, but not everybody's got the confidence to do that. And my Facebook is making
Mm.
noises. I'm going to go and turn it off. Stupid Facebook. So I always do this where I'm like, I just completely forget to turn off the thing that I'm supposed to be turning off. Let's
It's
just,
fine.
no, I've lost it. There we go. As long as I'm still on with you. Phew. Ah,
Yes.
it's people messaging me. Rude.
I
Anyway,
know.
carry
I
on,
know. How
carry on.
dare
So,
they want
so
you?
we've got to the stage where you are super, super into like, it's like an obsession. All you want
Yes.
to do is the couponing. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
where did it go
So,
from there?
so I was still at school at the time. I think I was just about to. I was like maybe a year away from taking my GCSEs. So I was supposed to be sort of studying and that sort of stuff. But I just remember going into school and going in the like computer lab. Was it even called that? I can't even remember.
Yeah, I
God,
think that's what they're called. Yeah, yeah.
I feel so old calling it a computer lab. Um,
But
so
they
yeah,
have really big monitors with like really deep.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh God. So I just went in there and I just remember going on websites and looking for coupons and freebies every single lunchtime. And some of my friends started to take notice of it and was just like, what you're doing is really weird. Why are you doing that? Just like, go onto Frib and play some free games online. But I just kept looking for coupons. And I think so after the first week I saved about a tenner. The next week I saved around £20. Um,
Wow.
so it just kept growing from there. And then that Christmas, which was maybe a couple of months later, I tried to round up as many coupons as I can to get our Christmas dinner for as cheap as possible.
Nice.
And I ended up doing that. So I got the turkey, all of the trimmings, all the vegetables, Brussels sprouts, Yorkshire puddings, all of that. And I got it all for 10p. So
Wow.
yeah, we had our Christmas dinner for 10p that year. And I actually got in the local paper because
Yeah.
I posted the receipt online, and one of my friends actually worked for the Brentwood Gazette. I used to live in Brentwood in Essex. And they picked up on it and it went in as like sort of page 4 or 5 of the Brentwood Gazette. And from there I was actually like, you know what? I could actually teach people how to do this as well. So I started up a Facebook page. It was called Extreme Couponing UK. And I basically just kept posting receipts and posting coupons to show people how to save money in the supermarket. And every time I kept doing a big shop like that and posting, people were asking, like, how do you do this? Where are the coupons? How do you find them? So the
Yeah.
Facebook page was just a natural place to do that. And it just started growing very, very quickly. This was sort of at the time where couponing wasn't as much of a thing in the UK.
Yeah.
Obviously, the couponing show was around, but the amount of Facebook groups there were for like bargains and deals, there
Yeah.
was maybe like 3 other than mine. So it was really small. The niche wasn't really there like it is now.
Yeah.
Um, so people would just kept coming to my Facebook page, and I started doing bigger and better shops. A, to sort of showcase that it can be done if you just put your mind to it, and B, just to show people that there are coupons out there that if you print out, you can get this amount of shopping for this. So I got £130 worth of shopping, which I paid about 30 quid for. I got a £105 shop, which I paid £1.62.
Wow.
And all of these shopping trips just kept on boosting my page.
That's
Um,
so good.
yeah, and it built up to perhaps the best moment of my entire life because I started saving coupons thinking, I want to do a really big shopping trip, one that's just like, blow the socks off in the UK.
Yeah,
Um, and I actually did it in aid of charity as well. So I wanted to
brilliant.
donate all of the sort of coupon bargains and deals to a homeless shelter for Christmas. So for people that weren't going to read.
Oh, that's
Um,
lovely.
this was maybe like a year later. So I started rounding up all the coupons. I started in about October, and I ended up getting an absolutely huge shopping trip, which was record breaking in the UK at the time.
Wow.
So I got £600 worth of shopping, and I paid 4p for it.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely mental.
Yeah,
Wow. I mean,
that
because
was.
I've never been a couponer. Like
You
I've
haven't?
never no, no.
Wow.
I've
Okay.
just been a discount queen. So I just
Mm,
search for like discount codes and stuff like that. But
mm.
coupons, I've never really done it. And it's just a world of insight into something that like I have no experience with whatsoever. And this is the,
Yeah.
what we were talking about before about all money people having different things.
Yeah.
Like I just
Exactly.
find it fascinating, and I'm like,
Mm.
that's great. Like I £600 of for
Yeah.
4p.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Do you
Mind
know what?
blown.
I was gutted it was 4p as well because I spent so long working out all the different costs. And then when I got to the checkout, something went wrong. And I was like, it should have been free and it ended up being 4p. So I was actually really annoyed. But it took me
How,
about,
how pissed off was that supermarket though? I
do you
bet
know
they were
what?
like, what?
I went in and warned them because I was literally like, it was about 500 coupons I had. The wad was like bigger than my head. And I was literally like, I'm so sorry about this, but I've got this many coupons. Can you please shut a lane so I can check out? So
That would
I,
have
I
made the most amazing TikTok.
it would have done, I know. I filmed like a little video for it, but it wasn't nearly as much as I could have done. So yeah, I was in the shop for about 4 hours. I filled up three supermarket trolleys worth, and then
Wow.
I was scanning through coupons for about 2 hours, and this poor cashier, she went through each and every individual one. She was her wrists must have been absolutely aching for every like
Oh,
scan.
bless her.
Um, but yeah, it obviously resulted in a really good result, and I got everything
Yeah.
for 4p. So yeah, I was quite happy about that one.
I'm not surprised, especially if it's going to charity. That's lovely. Did
Yeah.
you get in the papers for that one as well?
I did, yeah. So
Yeah.
that sort of grew my Facebook page even more. So that day was one of the maddest days I've ever had because the next morning it was in near enough every national newspaper. I went on Daybreak at the time. I was on ITV News, Sky News, BBC News. Like basically every broadcast saw it and picked up
Yeah.
on it. So it was. I was only 16 at the time, so it was
That's
incredibly
incredible.
exciting for me. Um,
Yeah.
and it sort of cemented the fact that I wanted a career not only in sort of saving money in coupons, but also in sort of broadcast and media and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
because it's just such a great way to get the message out there.
It
And
is.
if there's a deal or an offer that people can get right now, mostly the reason why they don't take advantages of it is because they don't know it's there. It's
So
just
true.
lack
Yeah.
of knowledge of the offers that are out there and the apps you can use and the
Yeah.
websites that are there. So if you can get out in front of a
Yeah.
large amount of people and just say, hey, if you download this coupon, if you go on this app, if you do this, then you can save, hundreds or thousands of pounds on your shopping. It's
I
just a very
know.
easy
And
way to get the
that's
message there.
exactly what happened with shit. Did you hear that? That
I
just made
didn't hear
my ring light just flew at me. Like literally just flew
that.
at me. So yeah, anyway. It's because I think my ring light was about to tell me off for boasting about my TikTok. Stop it, ring light. The ring light that I bought, right? So I
Hmm,
bought this ring light when I was on Bargain
bargain.
Brits on benefits, right?
Okay.
Because they were like, you need to buy something for your TikTok and show how you save money on it. So I was like, okay, fine. So like I bought a discount voucher from my website and I went and I bought a ring light and I saved some money on it.
Hmm,
And I got it. And then I did a video because I just hit 3,000 followers at that point. And I was like, yes, I've hit 3,000 followers.
Yeah.
It just went insane. And I was like, oh my God, people are actually listening to what I'm saying. And then like fast forward 6 months, it's at 40,000 followers. And I'm like, I don't really know how I did
Wow.
that. Um, but it was the same as you. I just
Mm.
kept finding bargains and telling
Yeah.
people about them.
Yeah.
But I don't just talk about discounts and coupons. I'm
Mm.
also very politically active, I guess,
Okay.
is the best phrase to use.
Right.
Which I think is probably why a lot of people are a little scared of having me on the TV because they think Maddie's gonna slag off the Tories. Try really hard to be politically balanced, doesn't really
Hmm.
work. But yeah, I started to comment on news stories. So
Hmm.
anytime there was money news, I would give my opinions on it, essentially.
Hmm.
And that's what blew up my page because people were like, we like this lady. She
Right.
talks sense. Mainly because I slag off the Tories all the time. So I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, that's another story. But I think, yeah, that was how it kind of started.
Mm.
So your journey kind of almost started. I mean, I'm a bit late to the pile because I'm really old now. There's no
I
way I
wouldn't
could
say
be a
that.
kid. I could be a coupon. Like I'm like people always refer to me as a money saving mum, but I'm like, don't do that because there is a lady whose brand is Money Mum, and I'm like,
Yes.
I'm not her. She's lovely, she's
Mm.
great, Gemma's great, but like I'm my own person.
Yeah.
And that was when I thought, do you know what? I need my own brand.
Mm.
I think that was what kind of started to get me a little bit further out. I was like, I'm going to play on my name and I'm
Mm.
going to make a new thing. And then I was like, I'm going to make an app actually. Like I feel like that's something that
Yeah.
people would really like.
Mm.
And yeah, launched yesterday. We're doing all right so far. But
Yeah.
anyway, this is your
Very well.
story, not mine. So let's carry on with you. So where did it go
Really.
after that? Like,
Just as an aside, the Coupon Kid name that I have, it wasn't actually my choosing. It was actually the Daily Mail.
was
So
it?
the Daily Mail,
Ah,
one of the very first articles I was in, random aside, I was in page 3 of the Daily Mail for one of my coupon like trips, shopping trips.
as long as it
Not
wasn't
that
page
kind
three of
of,
the Sun. They don't have
not
that
kind of
anymore, do
that
they?
page 3. But yeah, they called me like Coupon Kid Voucher Vulture, and it just stuck with me ever since. And
Voucher vulture. That's not
I know,
cool.
yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. Coupon Kid, I was like, yes, I can do
Not as
that.
catchy.
No.
Voucher vulture. No,
Yeah, no.
no.
Um,
Coupon Kid really suits you. It's really good.
it does.
And also, like because you've got the Milky Bar Kid glasses, it's a bit
I
of a play
do.
on that as well.
Yeah. People have asked me recently, like, are you going to change it now that you're a man and things? And I'm like, I
No.
don't ever really want to change it. Like the
So
Milky
why
Bar kid was in
don't
his
let people
80s,
no,
you
don't
know.
let people force you to grow up.
I know, exactly. I still try and act as young as I can. Um, but yeah, so the sort of shopping trips and all that sort of stuff led up to me starting basically a
Again,
career.
Jesus.
Has the
Right,
ring light gone again?
yes, I'm putting it away somewhere else. It's terrifying me. It's like there's a ghost
Damn
in
ring
here.
light.
Anyway,
Um, so yeah, the sort of couponing and vouchers. I was 16 at the time, and when all of this sort of media stuff was happening, it was a week before my GCSEs as well. So I sort of had a lot of media requests and had a load of work to do, and then
oh
also took an
God.
exam. So it was great timing. Luckily, I passed all of my exams. Luckily, I think I got C's and above and everything, so it was all okay.
Yeah,
But I didn't actually need that anyway because after my exams were done, I left school to start up this sort of like couponing business and stuff. Um, and it basically turned into, a Facebook page and a website teaching people how to save money.
brilliant.
Whether it was using coupons or downloading apps or going onto websites or like the little tricks and hacks in supermarkets and
Yeah.
restaurants. And it started growing a fairly large following. And before long, so when I first went sort of viral for one of my shopping trips, Martin Lewis picked up on it
Brilliant.
because I was labeled as like, the next Martin Lewis, the kid Martin
Yeah,
Lewis in
yeah,
a few
yeah.
of the papers. And obviously he saw that. And he offered me 2 weeks worth of work experience when I was 16 years old,
Wow.
which was really, really cool. So I got to meet him. And I sort of worked with the Money Saving Expert deals team at the time, finding bargains and deals, and I wrote a blog for them.
I bet
Um,
you anything they did that because they were intimidated by you.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
They're like,
Maybe.
hey, stop running your business and come and work for us.
Well, the thing is, it worked because
Yeah.
after my work experience, I then joined them as a full-time role. And they actually said to me, like, we don't have a place in the company for you. Like, the deals team is full, that sort of stuff. So they
Yeah.
actually made their own role just for me. So
Okay.
I was known as like money saving experts coupon kid, where I had
Yeah.
my own blog on their website. I would write deals for their website. And it was this role that no one else really had. So I just sort of slotted into the company within the deal,
Yeah.
teaching people how to save money. Um, and it went really, really well. And I absolutely love the team there. They were all so
Yeah.
amazing. And to work with Martin so closely as well. I mean, his office was like opposite my desk.
I mean,
So whenever he
he's
was
got
in,
a very interesting story as well, doesn't he? Like, I mean, I've heard him on a few podcasts, and
hmm,
I've I got compared to him the other day. Somebody called me the shit Martin Lewis, and I was like, that's not very fair.
wow.
Yeah, I was like, thanks. Wait a bit. Like, and I think he's done so much for the country.
Yeah.
I think I think he's a really good guy. But
Mm,
what I also think is that there is a lot of room for other people as well as him. He doesn't need to be the only money saving expert.
mm.
So, I mean, I know he has to be the only money saving expert because of the
Yeah.
fact that if anyone
Legal
else tries to
reasons.
be that, he'll sue
Yes.
them. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So,
that's
go
why I
on.
think it worked quite well with me because I was only in the coupons and deals lane, whereas he
Yes.
was basically everything else.
Yes.
So I always say to people that I'm in like the fun side of money. So I'm in like sort of the
Yes.
coupons, the like restaurants, the like the things that you like to do for fun, but you don't want to
The
spend as much.
lifestyle stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. The sort of bills and mortgages and pensions I stay away from.
Yeah, me too. It's boring as fuck.
Yeah, it's boring and I don't understand it.
No,
So how am I supposed to teach other people? Um,
absolutely.
but I do know how to use a coupon. So,
Yeah. Yes.
um,
Stand back. I'm armed with coupons. Brilliant. So how
um,
come you ended up leaving?
so it got to a point. I actually worked there for 4 years, and it got to a point where because the role was created just for me, there wasn't
Mm,
really anywhere that I could grow to.
yeah.
Um, so I was doing the same thing near enough every day. I was writing blogs, I was writing deals, which was great. It's what I love to do. But there was no like room for growth. If I wanted to leave and start my own audience or, start a
Yeah.
podcast or a book, I was sort of limited with what I could do.
Yeah.
And I actually got an offer from like a sort of TV agency and things to work on stuff outside of MSE. But it was sort of a grey area because I did press for Money Saving Expert, but then I
Yeah.
also do press for myself. So it sort of reached a point where I was like, this is great, but I feel like I could actually grow
It was
myself
holding you
further.
back a bit. Mm,
Yeah, it was, which was a shame. Because I love working for the team. It was based in central London at Oxford Street, so it was really sort of a nice social
yeah,
environment, right in the centre of London. So it was quite exciting for, a sort of 18-year-old to go and work in.
for
So
sure.
yeah, that ultimately ended in me leaving and becoming self-employed, which I'm doing now and I've been doing for 3 years. So I left Money Saving Expert at the start of 2020, 3 months before the first lockdown hit, which was great timing.
Mm.
Because I left too soon before, so I couldn't get any like furlough payments. I was basically on nothing, and none of my clients wanted to hire me because they were worried about COVID.
Oh
So that
man,
that was great timing, but hindsight's a wonderful thing, and
it is.
it's doing well now. So yeah, we're
That's
at a
all
stage
that
now.
matters, right?
It's great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. And now you're on Steph's Pack Lunch every week, which is
Yes.
awesome. And I'm
Yeah.
loving you on the show, by the way. It's
Oh, thank you. Are you
brilliant.
watching? Are you watching me?
Yes,
Oh,
yes. I
amazing.
think I'm your biggest fan. This is why I said I was fangirling and being like, oh, I've got a celebrity on my podcast. Because I think it's absolutely amazing,
Mm,
really great. And I mean, I'm jealous because that's what I want to do. But
mm.
okay, when we meet for coffee, like I
Yeah.
will probably try and kill you, just so you know.
Okay. Okay. I'll bring some protection.
Just so you're pre-warned. I just think you've come so far. Like it's
Yeah.
amazing. And from
Mm.
being a kid that just went, I quite like coupons to like where you
Yeah.
are now is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
epic. And
Yeah.
like how you support other people, the stuff
Mm.
you do for charity,
Mhm.
like all of that stuff just makes you a bloody awesome person.
Oh, thank you.
And you're a regular on BBC Radio Solent as well,
That's right.
which
Yeah.
you've helped me to also achieve, which I
Mhm.
love you for as well. So it's I just think that you've got so much so much you can give, and I just think it's brilliant. And I really hope that you will be more involved with the Mad About Money app and
Absolutely.
come and share your tips in there with us, because I just think that my audience would love you as much as I do. So,
Yeah.
and it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. So,
You.
what's next for Jordan then?
Oh, good question. I
Ooh,
sort of hate the questions that like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because I haven't got a bloody clue.
just
I
winging it and seeing what happens.
I'd love to do more sort of TV stuff because Steph's Pet
Yeah,
Lodge is so much fun to do. The
yeah,
team up there, it's based up in Leeds and I'm in Southampton where you are, so
yeah,
it's quite a journey. But the people I work with there are so much fun. They're all so professional, and they get it. Like they get the fact that saving people money is such a big thing at the moment. Obviously, with the cost of living, helping people
yeah,
cut costs. And Steph herself, so Steph McGovern, who presents the show, she's done shows like, Shop Well for Less, that sort of thing.
yeah.
So
That's
she's,
that's how I first found out about her. And
mm,
then when she started on Steph's Packed Lunch, I was like, oh my God, I love this lady. She's so cool. So
yes, yeah. So
yeah.
she understands the need for, saving money, finding discounts and bargains.
Mm,
So to be able to come on there, and I was originally doing every 3 weeks, and this new season that's just started in 2023, I'm now doing every week. So I've got a weekly slot on there, which is absolutely amazing. And the sort of stuff I talk about sort of the deals and the coupons, but it's also just a bit of fun as well. Like we
yes.
sort of we inject as much fun as we can, just because some of the other stories, it might be, like sadder stories and, things going on in a world which are quite depressing. So if we can inject sort of fun with deals and, get people saving money, then that's what we love to do. Like I was doing yoga like live on telly the other week, which I never thought I'd be doing in my life, but talking about a deal on free cake while doing yoga is something that I do for a job now, which is amazing.
So
Um,
good.
so yeah, if
So
I can
good.
if I can do more stuff like that, I would absolutely love
Yeah.
it. Just get the word out to people about the apps that are there that, earn you passive cash back for doing basically nothing when you're spending
Yeah.
on the high street. Just telling people about those places that you can go and save money is what I want to do. And public speaking as well is something that I'm getting into a
Yeah.
lot more recently. Just getting in front of people and actually showing them firsthand how you do it, because it's all well and good being on TV and being like, yeah, if you go here, you can save money. But if you're directly in front of a person, if you're face to face and you tell someone and show them all of these different apps, and you're like, look, this is how you do it. It's on here. You download it, you put your name in, and then you're saving £100 a year. It's just so much more effective.
It
So if I
is.
get out in front of as many people as I can, then that's what I want to do to make sure people aren't paying full price for basically anything they can.
Yes. And I love that. That is my attitude, and the whole reason why I set up the Mad About Money app is to help people to spend less and earn more.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna cough. Hang on. This is making me really like
Yeah.
it's done me well.
Mm.
I've got a really bad cold and I haven't coughed for the whole hour, so we're doing really well. One
Just
tiny bit. But yeah,
just
I
very
just
quickly.
yes.
What are your three favorite money saving apps? I'm sorry to hijack
Ooh.
my own
Oh no, I
interview.
love
I want to
that.
know.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. Are we talking about like discounty stuff, or are we talking
Yeah, like
about
ways to save money
okay.
on the high street or shopping or supermarket
Yeah,
shopping. What
okay.
what ones do you use?
So I love jam donuts.
Yes.
Absolutely love jam donut. I think it's really easy to use. I really like the fact that it's instant cash back. It's a good, and it looks nice.
Yep.
I know James who runs it, nice chap.
Yes, I
So
do as well.
yeah, jam donut, thumbs up from me. Um, KV Cashback I use every now and again.
Mhm.
So like those guys. In fact, they're going to be doing a giveaway for us at the end of May. They're going to be giving away £150 worth of vouchers to spend in the app. So that's one to
Ooh.
keep your eyes out for. I mean, I love Plum, so I'm a
Yes.
big Plum spender,
Mhm.
saver. So I transfer money into Plum all the time. So I like Plum. Jesp is really good for local saving. So if you like to save at like convenience stores, Jesp's quite good. It's not
Yep.
all over the country yet though, so it's quite patchy.
City.
So I think that's one that I think, yeah, it's up and coming. Up and
Hmm.
coming is probably the right word.
Mm.
Um, there's one that what's it called? I don't know how to say it. Potatoes, have
I
you
haven't
heard of
heard of
them?
that one. No.
So it's like potatoes with an M, and
Potato?
Potatoes. Yeah, I'm going to go with
Tomatoes?
that's how you say it. So it's new, and I'm
Okay.
stalking them because I'm trying to make them work with me.
Okay.
But it's basically a kind of end of line, close to expiry date type of supermarket, but they deliver.
Okay. Okay.
Looks really interesting. I've seen a lot of TikToks about them, so I'm going to be doing a bit more research into what they do.
Okay.
Maybe we can do it together and double prong them.
Oh yeah.
Um, so they're quite good. I'm a big Company Shop fan, not an app, but I love Company Shop.
Mhm.
We've got news coming about Company Shop as well because I've got a partnership with them.
Oh,
So
amazing.
at the moment, their joining criteria is very strict.
Mhm.
However, Mad About Money members will get the chance to be Company Shop members.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I've been doing this is the good thing about me being a discount negotiator.
Yes, yeah.
I'm all about the deals. So yeah, and I think we need to talk about this more. So
Mm.
I've got a proposition for you. I'm going to propose to you after this episode.
Oh wow. Okay. Take me for
Mm.
dinner first. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I'm really bad at jumping into bed with people really quickly. So I know I just get the feeling that like, there's something more that we need to do, and I think it's I've
Mm.
got an idea.
100%.
So on that note, thank you
Mm.
so much for coming on. I absolutely love everything you do. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so if you Google Britain's Coupon Kid, I'll come up. You'll find my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook. So my name is Jordan Cox with an O, so Jordon. And stupidly, I added that as all of my like social media handles, not thinking that everyone would spell it with an A. So
Oh,
so no one can really find me. But if you just Google Britain's Coupon Kid, you'll find me.
amazing. It's been fabulous to have you.
Thank
And
you so much for
I
having me
know
on.
you're going to come back.
Am I now?
So if anybody's listening to this
Mhm.
on Spotify or YouTube or Apple Music, you are in the wrong place because you need to be listening to it in the Mad About Money app, which is
Mhm.
where you need to be. It is the UK's first social media platform dedicated completely to consumer and business finance. So go and download it. It's completely free. You can join our discount club for £1 a month, and you can also make money referring it to your friends, which covers your annual subscription, which is fun. And we have prizes for the people who add the most people. So yeah, come and join us. I am Maddie Alexander-Grout. I will always be Maddie Alexander-Grout, and this has been Mad About Money. Come back next week.